We've been getting a ton of comments still about Oregon's super slow, insanely backed up unemployment system. They usually look a lot like this one from Lily, who says, I am going on into my 6th week of unemployment. My initial claim still hasn't been processed. What should I do? How much longer will it take? Let me put it this way. I talked to a rep from Oregon's employment department last week, and she told me that if every claim stopped right now, it could still take months to clear the system. So it's going to be a while. The backlog is almost 40,000 claims long. The system has never faced this type of challenge. The need has never been greater. The employment department has never been more essential. And in the face of all of that pressure, and with the constant pleas from struggling families, Oregon's employment department decided, hey, why not a long weekend? Get a little break for Memorial Day. This is the tweet that the Oregon Employment Department sent out, saying that their offices were closed yesterday for Memorial Day. But look, don't worry. They say right there that normal operations would resume today, and I can only assume that by normal operations they mean their struggle to keep up with a never-before-seen crisis that's forced them to change and adapt more in a few weeks than in the past 100 years, leading to more unpaid claims than people who live in Oregon City left to wait in darkness for money that they have no timetable for receiving. You know, normal operations. But rest assured, today the employment department was back, baby, and they got a plan. And like all government plans, it's got a really cheesy name for some reason. Project Focus 100. It sounds like the title of a book that you buy at the airport and never finish. The focus of Project Focus 100 is simple enough, though. Process 100% of the 38,000 claim backlog as quickly as possible. Now, how quickly is as quickly as possible? No idea. I don't know. They don't know. No one knows. So moving on. Project Focus 100 is a 4-step plan. First, hire more people. Right now, the department has 6 times the staff it had before the crisis, and that is still not enough. Second, put the most experienced workers on the oldest or most complex claims. They're also going to move some people around to answer the phones. Third, more communication about the status of people's claims. And fourth, use technology to close gaps and improve service. So we asked the employment department about its decision to close yesterday despite the historic unemployment crisis that we're experiencing. And like many of you who have tried to call the department, we haven't heard back.